Scotland won, Switzerland won. It's not really a match review, it's more of a discussion. But what do we think about that? What do we think about Scotland won, Switzerland won? I thought Switzerland would win. I predicted 3-1 Switzerland. Thankfully, I was wrong. But you know what? I thought last night was the bare minimum that you would expect. There was a bit of effort, there was a bit of fight, a bit of resiliency, so to speak, from the Scotland team in order to pick up a point. But overall, it's not good enough. I feel like we're just throwing our eggs on the one basket to defeat Hungary. It's like Switzerland were there for the taking. You know, we were creating the better chances. No idea why we couldn't get the even attempt to go for the job done. Like with Shankland, Christie, these substitutions, man, I have no idea for the life of me why they're getting brought on with 4 minutes to go. Well, I say I've got no idea for the life of me. I actually do have an idea, alright? Because Steve Clark knows if they come on with 20, 25, half an hour minutes to go, half an hour to go, the game opens up and it's much more likely for Switzerland to get an equaliser, even though it's much more likely for Switzerland to get a winner, even though it's much more likely for us to get a winner. He is celebrating that draw like it's a victory tonight. You seen him after the game, fist pumping. I think it's pathetic, right? You know, is it an awful result? By no means, no, because we've still got a good chance of qualifying. But, you know, if we beat Switzerland tonight, we've a good chance of us finishing second. You know what I mean? And now it's like, really, is that what we're doing here? Just going to fist pump a 1-1 draw against Switzerland that is a decent result, but they were there to win. I don't get it. I think it's very defeatist mentality, and it's the fact it's just the substitutions that pissed me off. But you know, the goal, good work from a lot of the players. Gilmore into Robertson, into McGregor, into McTominay, and then into the back of the net. It was a good goal. I mean, I don't really care how the ball goes in, but it seems like every goal he scores just a bit pish, isn't it? Like the McKenna one. No, this was much better than the McKenna one. At least the build up here was good. But we make it 1-0. And then it's just the Steve Clark way, isn't it? Defensive negative football. You know, as soon as it went 1-0, it was like, well, there's going to be no more attacking for us in this game. And that pretty much was the case until about the 27th minute. Anthony Ralston picks up the ball and decides to balloon the ball back to hang his gun. But in ballooning so, the ball doesn't travel very freaking far, doesn't it? Right? And then what happens, everybody? I'll tell you what happens. Shaqiri gets on to it, first time finish. What a finish. Now, see Anthony Ralston, it's a horrendous mistake. He shouldn't be playing at this level. I will sympathise with the guy. Steve Clark has fucked him in there. When anyone with a brain knows that he's not good enough. You know, a lot of people had bad games against Germany, but this guy's just no good enough. And did he grow into the game after this? Did he perform better? Absolutely. But it couldn't have got much worse for Anthony Ralston. I think people got to bear that in mind as well. As for after this, Switzerland scored a few offside goals. We created a few opportunities, like Hanley hit the post. McTominay had a volley blocked by Shea Adams. Shea Adams, man, the guy can't start against Hungary, but he will start. Because that's the Steve Clark way. He's got his favourites. And I seriously just don't understand. You know, I seriously just don't fucking stand why it goes down like this. Why? I mean, Shea Adams is not on the level of a Harry Kane. Shea Adams is not on the level of Mbappe. It's not like he's had two stinkers back to back, but it's like, oh, he's this world class striker, he can't be dropped. If anything, out the two, who's closer to world class between Lawrence Shankland and Shea Adams? Obviously, neither are, but Lawrence Shankland's the guy with the numbers. You know, he's the guy with 30 odd goals. You know, he's the guy, in terms of goal scoring, is actually close to like Harry Kane and Mbappe. Shea Adams has got Diddy numbers, alright? And before people go, but Shea Adams does it in the Championship, in the Premier League, I don't give a shit where he does it, alright? Because you know what? Lawrence Shankland has banged in goals for Hearts And it's not like they're diddy goals. You know, this guy has scored goals against Celtic, goals against Rangers, and some wonder strikes at that, you know, in the league. He's a fantastic footballer at putting the ball in the back of the net, and he gets 4 minutes in a game where it's on a knife edge and we could realistically win if we had something up front. Anyway, you know, I don't want to sound overly negative, but when you've actually got a team that's capable of things and not and they shouldn't be happy to just be there, I think you've got to call it out. And I think Clark has run its course. I do. I think it's time for him to go. And it's a shame you've got all these players where you know it could be their last tournament. You know, you look at like a McGregor, you look at like a Shankland. There's a lot of players in that team that are of an age where if we miss the World Cup, will they be at the next Euros in 4 years' time? Debatable. Anyway, leave your thoughts down below, but I'm disappointed with Stevie Clark.